Hello everybody, welcome to Susan's Craft Cabin. I'm Susan Moore and today I'd like to show you how to make a beautiful Downton Abbey lampshade in velvet with a crown. At the end of this video there'll be a list of everything you'll need to make this. So if you'd like to gather your things together, let's get started. So this is the frame we're going to use today. As you can see, it comes in two pieces, the crown and the main part of the shade. When the two pieces are attached together, this is the shape you get, which is a real Downton Abbey lampshade. The first thing we have to do is to make a pattern for the frame. And this is a rather difficult frame to use, so today I'm going to use the pillow method and a piece of paper. So the next stage is to actually make your pattern. I'm putting a piece of plain white packaging paper on top of my cushion, and then I'm going to take my frame and I'm going to place it on the cushion like so, pushing it in firmly. Having done that, I'm going to draw all the way around outside of the edges. Pull it towards you and continue. So there we have the basic pattern. When you cut out your pattern pieces, make sure that at the top and at the bottom you allow a good extra inch. So when I cut out, for instance, allow that amount at the top, but when you come to cut the sides, cut exactly against the side of the pattern. You don't need any extra at the side of the pattern. The bottom, you can just cut straight across and do the same at the other side. When you cut out your pattern pieces, make sure that at the top and at the bottom you allow a good extra inch. So when I cut out, for instance, allow that amount at the top, but when you come to cut the sides, cut exactly against the side of the pattern. You don't need any extra at the side of the pattern. The bottom, you can just cut straight across and do the same at the other side. I've also cut out 8 pieces of the panels for the main part of the shade, and again I've allowed excess at the bottom and at the top. So I've now cut out all the pieces for my crown. This is the outer side of the crown. You will notice that I have allowed ample excess at the top and the bottom, but I have kept the sides the same. This is because this will pull and stretch because it's cut on the bias. So the next thing we're going to do is sew all our panel pieces together on the sewing machine. So now we're going to bind the lampshade frame. I'm just using bias that I have actually cut from vintage fabric that I had left over. It doesn't matter about the raw edges because they're going to be covered over. The purpose of the binding is simply to attach the fabric to the frame. And when I get to a strut, I'm going to do a figure of 8. So now I've sewn all the pieces together and I've trimmed the seam lines fairly close to the stitch line, but without cutting it. You have to be careful. And I've also sewn the lining for the crown and the outer cover for the crown as well. So now I've done that, we have to get started with actually making the frame. So now I've stitched all of the panel pieces for the main frame together, and I'm going to pull it over, ensuring that the seam lines are all in level with the struts inside, and I'm going to pin it all the way around the bottom and all the way around the top. So I'm continuing to pin the velvet onto the frame. This is why I use good quality velvet, because I found to my cost that if you use cheap velvet, you can't stretch it without the seams coming away. So it's a waste of time and a waste of money. So the best thing to do is to invest in decent quality fabrics in order to get the best possible finish. I've attached the crown cover to the crown quite loosely, and I'm going to start sewing just with a simple running stitch around the bottom, making sure that I catch in the binding together with the velvet. So now I have sewn all the way around the top and all the way around the bottom of the crown. I'm going to trim off this excess fabric, just as close again to the stitching as I can get without cutting it. You have to have a lot of patience to make these lampshades. It takes a lot of time. Right, so now we've trimmed that. I'm going to trim a small amount off the bottom as well, again as close to the stitching line as I can without cutting it. I've sewn the top and the bottom of the crown, and now it's time to put in the lining. So I have got my Japanese kimono silk, which I love, and we're going to turn it inside out. Every seam has been trimmed. We need to trim off any excess threads. You don't want threads being caught in between. And then I'm going to pin seam to strut, or seam to seam, on the four sides to get me started. So that one, and then this one, then this one. If you work in quarters, you get a better fit. So that's this one too. You've got to be careful. And then we can start going in between. There is no right and wrong way to make a lampshade. Whatever you find best for you. Right, so there we are, and now we're going to continue to pin around the top, right the way around, and then when we've done that, we're going to attach it at the bottom as well. So the crown is now finished, lovely lining on the inside and lovely velvet on the outside, and we're going to trim off all the excess fabric now. Again, as close as to the stitching as you can make it without actually cutting the stitches. Don't want to lose all that hard work by cutting through a stitch. Though if you do, it's not the end of the world. You can just pick the stitch and do another one. So down the top, Now we're going to do the bottom, just to neaten it up. So there's the crown before decoration, and you can see once I put it on there, it looks beautiful. The next stage is to put the crown to one side and to complete the base, and again it's just stitching all the way around the top and all the way around the bottom. I usually start on the top because that allows me to pull down when I'm actually sewing the bottom, to give it a nice drum-like sound. If it makes a drum-like sound when it's all sewn and in place, you know you've done a good job. So let's get started with this now. I've finished sewing along the top and the bottom of the lampshade, and as you'll see, I've kept the seam lines as close to the struts internally as I've been able to do. And now, sounds like a drum. So I'm going to attach braid all the way around the bottom in order to cover the binding, just to neaten it up. Just use a glue gun. It's quick, it's easy, it's very strong, and it saves a lot of time. In the olden days when I first learnt, everything had to be sewn. We didn't have such things as glue guns. So life is a lot easier now. But if you wish to sew, of course go ahead and sew. It will just take you a huge amount of time. I'm going to put braid on around the top, around the binding as well, to match the bottom that I've just completed, so that you get a better finish on the inside. Again, just use the glue gun. Be careful not to get yourself burnt. Just neatly around that bit. The easiest way is to actually put the glue onto the braid rather than the glue onto the binding. And even if you balloon line it, you still need to do this to cover all the raw edges. So now we're going to attach the crown to the main base, and to do that we're going to, using the glue gun, be careful not to let the glue drip. Put a good layer of glue all the way around the top, and then we're going to take the frame and position it. Once it's in position, hold it down for a few minutes for the glue to secure it. Having done that, we now need to neaten these raw edges inside, and what we're going to do is again just glue some more braid all the way around inside there to hide those raw edges. So on with the decorating. I've actually put the layers inside there so you can see nice and neat, but now we're going to cover these seams on the actual lampshade with braid, and the way we're going to do that is the usual way, just a bit of glue gun all the way down the seam, to the bottom, and I'm using some scallop braid, which is very vintage, and I'm just carefully aligning it over the seams, and I'll continue that all the way around, and then we will start with decorating the crown. So having put the braid down all the struts, I've got some heavier weight, thicker braid to go around here, and I'm going to attach it there, around there, to cover all those raw edges. And then I'm going to attach braid around the top, and then we'll come back to the bottom. So I've attached braid now to all the struts. In the centerpiece here there's a bit of a thread I need to take off. I've put a double layer of braid to cover where the join is, a thick braid and a single layer of braid on top, and then around the top of the crown, to hide all the joins there, I firstly put braid around the top, and then the next thing I did was put matching braid to the struts around the bottom. So it's turning out quite beautiful. If you want to, you can actually braid all of these seam lines, but I decided in this particular case that might be just a bit too much. I'm now going to put it onto a lampstand like that, and we're going to attach the fringing at the bottom. The fringing I'm going to use is this vintage fringe. It's triple layers thick, it's really thick fringe. But if you can't get this sort of fringe, you can actually just take ordinary single layered fringe and just put 2 or 3 layers on top. So this is where what we're going to do now. We're just going to attach the fringe all the way around the bottom of the shade to cover this stitching line. So I've done that. I have put the fringing on the bottom. I have layered over the top of the fringing, the edging of the fringing, like this. I've taken some of this braiding and put it over the top like that. It just matches the braiding I've used on the very top of the fringe into the crown. So now all we have to do is take some sellotape over the velvet to get up any little loose bits and pieces, and the shade is complete. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. If there's anything you don't understand or would like further explanation on, please contact me in the messages below, and I promise I'll get back to you. In the meantime, have fun, enjoy making these lampshades, enjoy making your home beautiful, and if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe. I really would appreciate that. It'll give me all the encouragement to make some more. So thank you very much for your time.